I am just about to head out on leg 2 of the Civic Punks World Tour. So yes, I'm crazy for going, but I'd be even more crazy to not go. Hey everyone, so super excited because I am just about to head out on leg 2 of the Civic Punks World Tour. So leg 1, I was in Asia and the Pacific. So where am I going for leg 2? Well, I'm going to Europe. But where in Europe? Wow, let me show you, because I got a whole new set of t-shirts for the tour. And ta-da! There we go. Of course, the shirt is actually wrong, and I'll explain. Anyways, so first things first. I am flying over to Warsaw, and I'll be in Warsaw for a grand total of like 6 or 7 hours, because then I'm hopping on a train, and I am taking the train to Kyiv. That's right, I'm going to Ukraine, which might seem crazy to many people, including my family. But honestly, what is happening in Ukraine is incredible. The changes they've made with their government in the last 5 years is unprecedented. And you can't talk about the future of government without talking about Ukraine and what they've done there. So yes, I'm crazy for going, but I'd be even more crazy to not go. And I've got lots of friends in Kyiv. I'm super excited to see them. It will be an adventure. It's going to be a new experience. I've never been to a country at war before, but I'm really excited to dive in to what they're doing there, to talk about DIA, to talk about the agentic state. I have a meeting lined up with the CIO for the city of Kyiv, which I'm very excited about. So it's going to be quite special. Then I'm heading back and I'm going to be going to London. And London's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, it's a place I lived in for 5 years right before this trip. So it's a chance to see old friends. I'm looking forward. I'm going to be spending a day with Catherine Day, who is, I think, one of the most interesting public servants in the world. And she's leading something called the National Strategy Project for UK, which is really about creating a vision about where does the UK need to go next. So really interested in diving into that with her. I'm also going to be spending some time with the Behavioral Insights team at Nesta, which is world-renowned, and super excited to see what they're up to these days. And we'll also be spending time with a really good friend of mine, Gavin Freegard, and learning what he's up to these days. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. And there'll be more sort of interesting conversations that are going to boil to the top during my time in London. From there, I'm going to be going to Berlin for one of my favorite events of the year, the Creative Bureaucracy Festival. So the Creative Bureaucracy Festival is just, I don't know how to describe it. It is a gathering of minds from all over the world who are really trying to think differently about how to do government. And I kind of like to describe it like an onion, right? So at the center of the onion, you've got like the formal stage, the formal talks, and the further you go out, next you go out, you got sort of panels and workshops. Eventually you get to the outside where it's just like dancing and music. So, and that real festival atmosphere. And I'm particularly excited because this year, there's a group of us public sector podcasters who are coming together, and we're actually running a live radio show throughout the festival. So for those of you who are not able to make it, you can tune in live on Civic Punks on YouTube and get all these different perspectives from podcasters all over the world about public sector innovation, while also getting plugged into what's happening at the festival, because obviously not everybody can go to Berlin. I'm also going to be spending some time with the States of Change, which is this global network of some of the most inspiring, incredible thinkers and practitioners in the world of public sector innovation. These are people I've been reading their stuff for decades, and so it's a real honor to be able to spend some time with the network, and so very excited about that. And I'm hoping to dig into also learning more about, they've got a brand new digital government unit within the government of Germany that I'm really keen to spend some time with and just learn what they're doing there. From there, I'm going to Tallinn, Estonia, because of course I am. You cannot talk about the future of government without talking about the country that people are talking about all the time, which is Estonia. And obviously very excited to dive into learning both about what they've done and how they got there. Everybody talks about Estonia as this world leader in digital government. Well, let's find out. Let's kind of look under the hood. Let's spend some time with the teams that are building this foundational infrastructure they have in Estonia. And I'm really excited to see where they're going next. This work that they're doing around the agentic state, for example, is going to be really interesting. So yeah, lots of fun. I'm looking forward to spending some time in Estonia. And from there, I'm going to be going to Helsinki to hang out with my friends at Demos Helsinki. And I mean, I've been wanting to go to Finland for a long time. This is really just an excuse for me to go to Finland. But also, there's a lot of really cool work that Demos Helsinki and other groups within Helsinki have been doing. So I'm going to be spending some time with them. And then that will take me to Midsummer's Eve, which is this massive holiday apparently in Europe. So I'll be spending some time enjoying that before heading off to Tbilisi in Georgia, which is where this year's UN Public Service Forum is going to be. And the UN Public Service Forum, I went to it last year for the first time. And it was really refreshing because it was... in a lot of the spaces I enter into, and this is my own bias, of course, you end up with a lot of sort of Western voices. a lot of the usual suspects. And the UN Public Service Forum was not that. It was a whole bunch of different voices of developing economies from all over the world. And I remember walking away last year being like, man, there's a lot of really interesting stuff that's happening in places you don't expect. So I'm really honored that that UN DESA and the government of Georgia is bringing me in to work with them. I'm going to be doing more Civic Punk videos like this. I'm going to be, I believe, moderating a panel of some sort. And just really trying to capture the ideas and the energy from the floor of the UN Public Service Forum in Tbilisi. And that will wrap it up, and I will hopefully make it back just in time for long weekend here in Canada, where I will then take a week to relax before I jump into Forward 50 in Montreal right after that in mid-July. But yeah, so that is the announcement. That is the tour for leg number 2 in Europe, and super excited about this. And this is all, I should say, this is all being sponsored. I had my first, I kind of buried the lead, but one of the things that's really exciting is I also got my very first leg sponsor, and this is by my good friend Olivia Dory, who honestly, she's been the first in on everything to do with this project, from going way back before Civic Punks was a thing to one of the first iterations of this, which was the Hitchhiker's Guide to Good Government in the 21st century, way back in 2019. That all started with a breakfast conversation between Olivia and I at our local favorite diner in Ottawa. And that led to this, jumping into this. And unfortunately, that was cut short by the pandemic, but it laid the groundwork for the thinking of what became Civic Punks. And again, here, Olivia has been the first one to jump in. She was the first one to build the first iteration of the website. She was the first Patreon supporter for Civic Punks. Thankfully, not the last. There's been more since then, so thank you for that. And now the first sponsor for Leg 2, which is really exciting. And it's all tied to this work that for her newest project, which is called the Grace Project, which is really about leveraging the potential of agentic AI to better equip the carers in government and build better bridges between government and the people who it aims to serve. And so I'm really excited to be working with her on this because there's a lot of really interesting stuff happening around agentic AI. And so I'm excited to sort of help connect her and her team to the great work that's happening in Ukraine, in Estonia, and other countries in Europe around agentic AI to help sort of kickstart what they're doing as well. And in return, she's helping sponsor this leg. So that is, yeah, super excited about that. So thank you so much, Olivia. And hopefully, again, will not be the last leg sponsor. I hope others of you will jump in and help it as well. Anyways, I need to get ready because I'm going to be flying out very soon. And if you are in Europe in any of these places, make sure you come say hi. I've got lots of paint, fabric paint. So I'm hoping that the shirt will be covered with signatures like the ones from the other legs are. And other than that, check it out. First stop, Warsaw. See you there.